Hey, what's going on guys, G1X here, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Commando Wars Off-Road. Now this guy's kind of the oddball out of the Stunticons, just like Alpha Bravo's the oddball out of the aerial bots. This guy was to replace Wild Rider, which you can see that they took a lot of the colors and added it to Off-Road, but they are eventually going to be coming out with a Wild Rider. It's just going to be this color repaint of Dead End, which we will look at later on in the week. But I actually do like this vehicle, and to be completely honest, I think out of Wave 1 and 2, this is the best Combiner War figure as far as the limbs go. Like, I still think that Power Glide and Bombshell are two of probably the best Combiner War figures thus far. But as far as the limbs that have come out, aerial bots and Stunticons, this guy's probably my favorite. Now, one, I'm very partial to the colors. I love teal. I like that green and this red and gray. I think it looks awesome looking. But as far as robot mode, he's the best. As far as alt mode, he can kind of hold his own, and he's not too bad in his limb mode. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy and see why I kind of would recommend him. Even if you are getting the Wild Rider later on, this guy's still worth picking up if you're a Transformer fan, so, or a fan of, just cool Transformers. But as far as paint applications, you do have some kind of red metallic paint. So all this red on here is actually metallic paint. The gray on here is actually metallic paint as well. I'm not one to put like graphics on my vehicles. I think it's a little silly looking and very Fast and the Furious, but it does kind of break up the colors here a little bit, so it's a nice little added touch. On the windows, you can see that they painted all 5 windows. Having the screw right there is a little unfortunate, kind of ugly looking, but if they had to put it somewhere, I guess there's no way around it. I guess it was to hold in this section here. But all 5 windows are painted, and one, I think that's kind of a nice little bonus there. Motormaster, you can remember that he had the front window painted, a little bit of the side, and then they were just kind of like, we're not going to paint the rest of it. So with this guy being a deluxe and smaller, it's nice to have that. Also with the rims, you can see that they painted those. They could have easily left those black. We've seen that before by Hasbro, so thank you. Again, like I said, this gray on here, the Tampograph Decepticon logo, and even the grille and headlights and fog lights there, they are painted a nice silver to kind of break it up a little bit. Unfortunately, no tail lights. None of the Stunticons on the back have any type of paint apps back here or tail lights. It would have been cool to have some more red paint there, but you didn't give it to us on the Voyager, even on the side, so I guess you're not going to give it to us on the Deluxe. But anyways, as far as getting this guy in, let's go leg mode first, just because it's very simple here. You are going to pull this back, and I actually already had this up. Now you can have the head up there and just turn around if you like, but I'm just going to leave it like so. With the legs, I'm one that kind of likes to display them this way, just because this is the way that I'm going to show you the way that Hasbro wants you to do it on a lot of this stuff, because I kind of transform him different in his limb modes and his robot mode. But they say like maybe this is the knee, and I just think that looks kind of ugly. So I transform my legs just like so. As far as him in leg mode, he kind of suffers to where Breakdown and Dead End do not. You can kind of see them there. So we will take a look at them a little bit later in the day. But the reason why I use them in this mode is they can a little bit more bend, and they can actually bend back as well. If you kind of move the back section. With this guy, anytime you try to bend him back, he's going to hit these 2 little knee pads, which is a little unfortunate. Again, if you wanted to, you can bend this back so that he has a little bit of room to move. But anyways, we're going to get into his robot form, and we'll go all the way back to his alt form. First thing we're going to do is grab this section, and we're just going to leave it back just like so. Then this, you're going to pop these arms. Just go ahead and go like so. Raise all the way up. You'll see that there's this gray joint right here that will come up with it. And just leave the arms up for now. We're going to pop this and go ahead and separate this, and these will come down. Now, when you'll see that this section right here, this actually will bend, and so will this. You'll see that more whenever we put them back into his alt mode, because whenever you're trying to bend it back, you see that whole section comes. You're going to have to like hold this and just swing this section. So, but anyways, there's a little notch there. There is a hole right there, and you just kind of got to find that and click it to place. Do the same thing on this one. and come around with the head. This is connected into the shoulder piece, so you can just kind of unclick down just like so. So you can break that up. Do the same thing with this one. And then you can come back with this. And there you have Offroad all transformed. We can get them to focus. Now this is the way that Hasbro wants you to transform the guy, or something very similar to this, or with his little shoulders kind of hanging down here. I actually prefer to have that up and then come down with the arms. I just think this looks cooler. So, and whenever I get Wild Rider, that's going to be the part that's going to be the Decepticon limb, and this guy is just going to have to be a cool transformer to set on my shelf on its own. So that's why I think it's important that he's probably one of the coolest ones. But you can see that he's got some nice colors to him. Again, with that red metallic paint, he's got it there on the chest, and then the Decepticon logo tamper-graphed on. The face sculpt with the red eyes, no more of the, what is it, translucent light piping. So you don't have any of that anymore. So it's just nice red eyes with the green, the lime green. Looks really nice, and the teal, and then he's got the other little bits of teal here that kind of stand out. Some nice silver paint here on the shins. Come on, stay focused. So it's just overall, I think it's a pretty nice little figure. The little silver paint right here. Whenever I do the breakdown review, my tone's going to change a little bit because I think he's probably the worst one out of the 8 that have been released so far. But as far as articulation, his head, you can see that it kind of goes side to side. It's a ball joint. It will rotate, look up and down. The shoulders here, they will go back and forth. It's just, you know, how do you want to do them? Either way, they kind of start hitting this wheel, as you can kind of see there. But they will go in and out, stuff like that. I'm going to leave it just like this. Now, it looks like there's a bicep cut up here, but there's actually not. That doesn't move. It's just one molded piece of plastic. But this does move here at the elbow. It's a ratchet joint. So you can hear it go back and forth. He does have a waist rotation. The legs, they can go forward, back, in and out quite a bit. Thigh cut, and a 90-degree V-bend. So there's a little look at him, and give him his axe. We're not going to bother with making this his gun, but you can just fold this around, and he's got that thing, and you can put it in there. So I'll just give you a little 360 him. He's, again, pretty sweet. I like him. Breakdown, on the other hand, I've heard people like on Instagram, they are telling me that they actually do like Breakdown quite a bit. So if you like him, then you'll pretty much like the rest of them, is my opinion of that. As far as arm mode goes, go ahead and take this section out here. Going to actually rotate that head and come out this way. The legs are just going to connect together, and that'll come out just like so. It says to, let me show you the way that it wants you to do it. So you're supposed to bring this around, and it's supposed to go like that. The way that I actually prefer is you still do the same thing with the arm there, but go ahead and come down with this gray section. So you can see that section that actually came down where this one didn't. And that arm still goes back just like so. It's actually a little bit closer to the actual figure, and it's not sticking out as much as a fist. The other point is that it's shorter, so it blends in more with this, to where this is kind of sticking up a little bit further. And it's closer into the body, at least up here. So that's where I'm like, I'm going to go against the directions again. I'm going to kind of do this the way that I want to do it. And I think that that's a little bit cleaner look as far as the arm mode than what Hasbro intended. Now to get the hand out. And you just clip this on here. And now you have the arm mode, to where this obviously goes up and down. You're going to have rotation here, obviously rotation with the arm going back and forth. You're going to have a bend right here. You're just going to have to work this in there. And you're going to have a bend right here, and then obvious rotation here at the wrist. All right, now to go back into the alt mode, just bring these around, go ahead and rotate that back. These arms, just bring those back level together. Remember there's a little groove there and a tab and a little groove right there. That's gonna go into place. Do the same thing with this one. That tabbed in, back into place. Go ahead and put that down. We just face the face going backwards. And I separate these because I find it easier. Like I said before, you come back with this section. This wants to go with it, but you don't want it to. You want it to stay just like so. So and just bring that around. And so that's why I usually do these individually. And then we can do all the little connecting and everything. Go ahead and connect that and then kind of push that in. Then you can come around with this, push that in, come around with this, push that in. Make sure you connect at these little bottom sections if they're not connected in. And there you have off-road and back into his SUV kind of looking truck mode. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will have the other Stunticons and the last aerial bot, I believe it was Air Raid, later this week. So talk to you guys later. Peace.